Welcome back, Raider Nation and my champions. This is Eric, and in this video, we're going to go over yesterday's game against the Miami Dolphins, as well as my 4 keys to the game that I put out during my game preview, and be assigning grades to each one of those, as well as an overall grade for the offense and defense. So let's get right to it. And as usual, we're going to start on the defensive side of the ball. I'm going to start with our first key to the game, and that was the interior presence of our defensive tackles in this game. Not only on the rush side, pass rush, but also in the run stopping. And I'm going to give this a B- overall. I was thinking 2 sacks total amongst all the DTs. They ended up with 1.5. Quentin Jefferson got 1 sack. Solomon Thomas teamed up with Carl Nassib and got a half a sack each. Now, on a side note, that's 2.5 sacks for Solomon Thomas now. Great job. He's kind of heating up, higher than the expectations that I gave him, to be honest. But overall, I gave this a B- because of the running game, especially in the second half. Miami ended up with 133 rushing yards, and even if you took Jacoby Brissett's 37 out, that's right around 100. It's not good enough. Like I said, it wasn't terrible, but it's definitely not worthy of an A grade. I was thinking maybe a B or a B-. Not too bad, especially with this makeshift line. I wanted to mention this. I highlighted these that I didn't highlight in my game preview, because what they did was they moved Jesse Davis from tackle to guard here and started Liam Eichenberg at the right tackle spot. And they did a pretty good job. Now, I know there was a lot of holding, and Crosby gets held often anyway, but still, overall, Crosby and Unique didn't have any sacks. Still got to give a little bit of credit to that. Now, the other key to the game was stopping Myles Gaskin, and that was mainly in the passing game because he was a dangerous threat. He got 2 receiving touchdowns in our last game, and I put this as a B+. Now, I know he got 13 carries for 65 yards. That's 5 yards per carry average, and so I kind of dinged the line for that, but he only had 3 catches for 9 yards. Good job overall on the team neutralizing him. And overall, I gave the defense a B. Mainly, I'm going to talk about Casey Hayward here. Coming up big, we had that punt stop, wrench our guy into the end zone, Zay Jones. And it kind of started a fire in this. So we had him back deep. They tried a little screen pass. Casey Hayward right on there, got us the safety, got us the ball back, got us a field goal out of it. Probably should have been a touchdown. We'll talk about that in the offense. But this guy, I'm going to say it right now, he is our best free agent pickup so far this year. No, it's not Unique Ngakoue. It's this guy right here doing an amazing job for us overall. Now, I couldn't give it an A. I know we didn't give very many points up to them. The offense gave up a pick 6 the other side. Can't credit them. We got a safety here. But when we needed them, that last drive in the fourth quarter, we kind of got tired. It seemed like we faltered there. We gave up the touchdown and the 2-point conversion. So I'm going to say overall a B. Again, I think with Paul Guenther, though, we would have lost this game, to be honest with you. This defense wouldn't have nearly been as well. So still a good grade overall. But before we get to the offensive side, I encourage you, if you're enjoying this video, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel and set that bell notification to all. That way you'll be notified of all the videos we drop, including our weekly halftime live streams. And of course, we're going to be doing that again this Monday night against the Chargers, where we go over the analysis of the first half, what I thought were the good, the bad, the ugly. We also go over the keys to the game in my weekly preview. And then we get interactions from you to see how you think, and if you agree or not, and why not. We go on for about 15 minutes, and we head right back to the second half of the game. We have a lot of fun with it, and I encourage you to join us. And that said, let's get on to the offense. And as we sound the air raid alarm, let's get to the first key to the offensive side of the ball, and that is the offensive line. And I was very tempted to give them an F, but I gave them a D. I think Colton Miller's been solid. He was solid today. Alex Leatherwood has had his moments, but he is a rookie. Pretty good thus far, these 3 games overall as a rookie, big picture-wise. The big problem has been this interior line. John Simpson missed an assignment and created a man easily getting to Carr, easy sack. And then Andre James, I don't know what to say about this. You know, I really think the Andre James experiment needs to go. I thought that's why we got Nick Martin as a veteran presence in case it didn't work out. It is not working out. He has had problems for the first 2 games, and then this game has been the worst of all. Does he even know how to hike the ball? It's fucking ridiculous at this point. Killed us on that play. Almost could have gotten Carr hurt on that play. He tried throwing away, got a grounding call, 18-yard net penalty on the play, took us out of field goal position, took us out of a scoring opportunity, and we can't have that anymore. If we're going to get out of this old stigma of the old Raiders, and doing goofy shit, we need to cure this. So either he gets his shit together or you put Nick Martin in. That's the bottom line. Now let's get to the second key. And I talked about them likely keying in on Waller and Ruggs in my preview. So I was thinking Edwards and Renfro would be a key to this game, breaking out, having big games. Now, I'm going to give this one a B+. Now, on the stat sheet, it doesn't necessarily look that good, but Renfro was money moving those chains, as he usually is. He had 55 yards in the first half, ended up with 5 for 77 and a touchdown for the game. And then Bryan Edwards, what can we say? Just like the Baltimore Ravens game, heated up late, had a big play in overtime to get us into field goal range. I mean, he ended up with 3 catches for 89 yards. And I don't know what else to say about this guy. It would be nice if we could feed him some more. Now, they're going to say, well, he isn't getting open. Well, how is he getting open late? Overall, though, I did enjoy that. I gave it a B+. And overall, for the offense, though, I'm going to give it a C-. And this is for a number of reasons. You could argue one way or the other here. The offensive line is in shambles, especially on the interior. They better fix this, okay? And we'll talk about a little bit, the preview a little bit later for next week. But not only that, I think Carr had a good game. They did have the pick 6, and I talked about this in the halftime live stream. Even showed that Foster Moreau stopped on the route and just essentially gave Miami a gift there. So I don't blame Carr for that one. He ended up with 386 and 2 touchdowns. Aside from that, he had a good game. Peyton Barber had over 100 yards rushing, and I talked about that, this line being not that good and being able to run, and they did just that. And they ended up running, had a total of 35 rushes for 140 yards in the game. But here's the thing. Number one, this team started slow, just like the Ravens game. This is leveled at John Gruden. The play calling was very vanilla, running the ball early and then trying to pass and trying to, and it doesn't work. They can see what's going on. You got to mix it up. I think he's outsmarting himself, and then he'll make the adjustments and get better in the second half, but we don't have time for that. We play against a good team. We're not going to be able to come back. We were down 14-0, but Miami's not a very good team right now. So that's the reason why we got back. I think we should have won this game by double digits. The defense played relatively well. The issues are mainly on the offensive side, which is weird considering that it was the opposite way last year. And now, next week, we get to play this guy, Joey Bosa, and the LA Chargers in SoFi Stadium on prime time on Monday Night Football. And they're just coming off a big win in Arrowhead against the Chiefs. John Gruden, you better get your shit together. This is not going to turn out well.
When you have great coaches, then after you have great coaches, you get great players. You have a great organization, and you tell them one thing: just win, baby.